Welcome back to Master Your Ash, and happy October to everybody. As you can tell, the set has been decorated just a little bit. Got a couple of pumpkins, some eyeballs, and some spooky spider webs. And I'm going to keep on adding to it throughout the course of the month. Did a lot of Halloween-themed episodes. It is my favorite holiday of the year and my favorite time of the year. So autumn, fall, Halloween, the whole shebang. I love all that stuff. Kick off October 1st and kind of lean in a little bit to all of the fall festivities by smoking the Asylum straight jacket. And this is a really dark 5x50 Nicaraguan Puro Cigar. And this Robusto is very oily, has a ton of different fermentation spots throughout the band, along with a really long leaf that just runs the entire length of the cigar. And I don't know if you'll be able to see that when we do the drop down shot, but possibly. It's got a hefty vein running all the way down the cigar. It comes to us from Asylum. It is one of the more stronger smokes in the Asylum, in the pantheon of Asylum cigars. And I have never had one before. This was so graciously sent in by Sean T in the bomb that he sent me a few months back. Thank you very much, Sean. We're here, brother. We made it. So thank you again for sending in that gift pack. And we're going to get through quite a few of Sean's cigars throughout this month, along with quite a few tatuajes, along with any other stuff themed for Halloween, so, or for fall for that matter. It's very interesting. It kind of reminds me, so it has the barnyard notes and the velvety kind of flavor, barnyard flavor of like a Drew Estate Liga, maybe like a Dirty Rat or a Velvet Rat is kind of how I would equate the flavor and the aroma off this stick. Definitely has that Liga-esque kind of similarity. But this is all done at the Alandino factory. And these are available in 10 count boxes, $10 per stick. So about $100 and you can get yourself a straight jacket. Oh wow. The flavors that come off instantly from the initial lighting are Cocoa Puffs, the cereal, chocolate, definitely chocolate. It's like a chocolate brownie note mixed with Cocoa Puffs. It's very good. Peppercorn on the retrohale, big time. It's not enough to where it's offensive, but it's definitely like you can feel it in the retrohale, kind of like just getting into gear off the initial lighting. Smoking down our straight jacket here, and we have come to about the first third. So far, there's a robust amount of oak, cedar, touch of toast, as well as the Cocoa Puffs, which have turned more into just like a bittersweet chocolate, almost like baker's chocolate. On the retrohale, there's definitely an intense amount of just straight peppercorn, and it's near eye-watering, but it doesn't overwhelm the palate enough for it to be eye-watering. It's just straight peppercorn. There's very little like depth and nuance into the flavor on the retrohale and to the specific peppercorn. The Cocoa Puff that turned into a bittersweet chocolate, I do really like the oak and the cedar. I just hope that it stays balanced and complements the chocolate. It is as touch arid, and the smoke texture is very wispy and thin. So far, so good. So we are back, and we are at the band of the straight jacket, entering into this final third. Whoops. And the ash falls all over me. I would say that the biggest transition and the biggest shift is the black peppercorn has now turned into more toasted and charred oak on the palate. The Cocoa Puff, which became kind of a bittersweet chocolate / chocolate brownie, has kind of just become charred oak at the end of the second third. It took a little dip back, and it just has all of these really robust charred oak / leather, black peppercorn notes to it. I would say that there isn't a ton of transition to this cigar. It's not exactly the most unique as far as nuanced flavors or anything. It's pretty much just straightforward spice, charred oak with a little bit of chocolate here and there, and that's fine. It's probably medium plus to me. I would say that this is definitely a full-bodied smoke for the majority of smokers out there, but I would probably put it at medium plus just because of my tolerance. I've noticed maybe the biggest transition is the smoke volume. The smoke volume was very thin and wispy, but the finish was a little bit longer in the first third. As I've moved through the second third and now into the final third, I'm noticing that the smoke volume is a little bit thicker. Obviously, combustion has reached its apex, but with the thicker smoke, it is not as prolonged of a finish because we have all of these sharp notes of oak and peppercorn as the frontal flavor profiles. As far as pairings go with this stick, I would strongly recommend your whiskeys of the world. Definitely a lot of good whiskeys that compare with this, as well as maybe some of your barrel-aged agave expressions or even a mezcal, kind of like the mezcal pairing that we did with the Liga Privada. And I'll link that up above so that anybody who'd like to watch that video that hasn't seen it can watch that video. Overall, I think that for $10, serve yourself well trying this stick out. I have not tried any other Asylums besides the Asylum 13 Connecticut that I absolutely loved. Fantastic smoke, one of the better Connecticut's that I've smoked in the plethora of Connecticut's that I've smoked this year, and that's saying something because there were some really good ones and some very expensive ones in that brigade of Connecticut's. I think the Asylum 13 was maybe a third of the price of the Padron Daimaso, and definitely a better smoke overall for my palate. So this has been my review of the Asylum Straight Jacket. Thank you again. Shout out to Sean T. Everybody leave a comment below thanking Sean T for sending us the stick so that we could review it on the channel. I greatly appreciate it, brother, and I look forward to catching all of you back on Master Your Ash the whole entire month of October, having some of these Halloween smokes and fall smokes with me. So I will catch you all again